Hello everybody and welcome to the Smite update show for 8/12. That's right, we made it to the end of the year.
God, he looks a lot like somebody that I went to school with.
I'm not alone.
He
I have
looks
a couple
so
guests
much
here.
like my
Mon and
roommate
Clumsy on the
Alex.
set with me, and we're excited to get into the show. How are y'all two doing?
Doing really well. This is it's been a long time since we've been
so
here.
long.
It's exciting, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they're in studio.
Really impressive too. So
Yeah,
it's nice.
I know it's amazing to be sitting here. It's the first time they've let me in here, so I'm going to take full advantage of it. So we have so much to go over today. Actually, we have just so many things. 8/11 bonus, that's skins and updates. We have community news. We have stuff to talk about for balance in 8/12.
I will now be less in the way.
So much 8/12. I mean, we're going over everything. We're not leaving anything untouched today. So
Nothing
I'm excited to hop into this,
untouched.
and we're starting with 8/11 bonus balance. So how about we start off with that?
I imagine these are going to be pretty small.
Yeah, so I think the big thing to start off with is that we have bonus balance and main patch balance.
Sure.
We are going to be playing World on the 8/12 patch.
Yep.
So this
As
patch is
they
going
always
to be
do.
the kind of thing that shapes how the meta develops and how we go into that SWC. And so we want to be both careful with not adjusting the meta too heavily so our players have time to practice with it and work with it. But we also want to make sure that the show is really good, the gameplay is really good, the meta feels healthy and fun. And so that's what our targeted changes are here. That's what we're going to try and go into with this bonus balance and the main patch balance.
Great.
That is, I mean, it makes sense, right? You
Same-
gotta make
same
sure that
every
when
year.
we get to Worlds, everything
This
is
is the
awesome as it can be.
standard yearly
That's fair, yeah.
We had Zeus and
patch
Watch. I think
schedule.
we're good.
You know?
Let's keep it
True.
there.
Feels
Keep
good.
going.
We found our lane. So let's get
Very
into it.
standard.
The first thing here looks like a anti-heal brawling buff. And so let's talk about that.
Yep, so we are going to be increasing the global anti-heal. This is the anti-heal that's applied to anyone who is currently not engaged in god-to-god combat.
Okay.
That's currently 30%.
Iris
We're gonna bring
listens
it
to my.
40%.
They're always watching
The
my
goal here is
stream,
we're seeing
man.
a lot of
They're
healers and a lot
always
of self-sustain kind
watching.
of come into the meta. Rather than
I don't
nerfing
know
them
why they don't
directly
just let
because we
me
think that their
do
overall in-combat healing
the
still feels
changes
really
from
good.
now on.
Just their out-of-combat healing feels too high. We're going to be
Nice.
taking that down by increasing
How
the
many
anti-heal
times have we
globally.
said
So
they've
this
got
would
to
be a pretty direct
increase
hit
the
to some of the characters we're seeing,
out-of-combat
Hell,
healing?
We're seeing hits to Aphrodite as well.
Because in-combat healing is not what's OP. It's out-of-combat healing.
Necessarily as in demand like Odin.
So funny.
Who has a very high
You love
ban
to
rate when
see
those
it.
characters are trying to be played. So
Good
we think
change.
this is going to overall impact a lot of the top current ban picks.
Yeah, that makes sense too. You know, always feels weird getting out of a fight and you turn around and you're like, why do they all have their health?
Yep.
So next up, looks like Lotus Crown is getting a nerf. Looks like to protections. How about that, Clumsy?
Yeah, that's right. Because Pon talked about anti-heal nerfs and specifically the brawling out of combat ones.
All
but
the
we want
boys
to
are
be very
rocking some
careful with
facial hair
the
right
different
now.
types
Okay.
of combat healing there might be,
Okay.
and we could like
They
we
call
said,
it
some
handsome
hit
high
odds, we could hit
res.
many of the different items, but
Yeah.
we didn't want to just do a blanket nerf to everything, so we looked at a couple of different ones. So there's 2 nerfs here for items.
Okay.
One is Lotus Crown. We didn't want to hit the base stats themselves.
Lotus
so
Crown
making it
gets
a little bit
nerfed
less
a lot.
efficient with the passive protection that it provides.
Gets nerfed
and
a
There's
lot.
another item as well coming up too.
Yeah, and that looks like Divine Ruin. Also, there's a buff there. That's what's up next. So magical power going up.
Yep, Divine Ruin. So that's getting 20 additional magical power. This is probably the anti-heal item that feels the least good to build right now. Brawlers feels very good. Pestilence feels very good. This one
Howdy!
just feels underwhelming. It feels like it's really slowing down your damage output.
Anti-heal?
So making sure that
That's a
mages,
good
especially,
item.
because we're trying to make sure mages are very
That's a
popular
good
pick in the mid lane,
item.
making sure that they have their strong answer to
Okay, well.
healing as well.
Okay, cool. It looks
So
like Warrior's
obviously,
Axe
Hi-Rez
getting a
also
nerf
does
to
not
passive
like the
HP
healing
steal,
meta.
and, I mean, looks like that's it. What's
Fine by
going
me.
there?
Well, you know, as this entire season unfolds, starter items is something that we're going to constantly be
It's a good
addressing.
Warrior's
That's
Axe
something we're
nerf.
looking into
It's a good
next
Warrior's
season.
Axe nerf.
Of course. So right now with the meta, Warrior's
smart.
Axe is probably just a little bit too strong. If you've been watching the SPL, you can see that it's climbed up in its pick rates, and, you know, pretty high amounts.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be addressing it specifically for the early game.
Okay.
The passive HP steal is going down, so that means the trade when you're hitting enemies or gaining HP back is going to be a little bit less efficient, but you're going to be gaining some of them back up towards the previous number when you're leveled up.
Yeah, get
That's
that
fine.
scaling game. Make it
Exactly.
worth it in the long run.
Yes.
Looks like Sundering Axe also getting a nerf to some cooldown stuff.
Yep, very similar. Just taking the edge off it. We're seeing Warriors actually the most popular
Cooldown
one.
from 7
this
to
is the
8
most popular upgrade to it
seconds.
as well. So
Decrease
a little
from 3
less
plus
often, a
2
little
to
less potent on the
2
steal.
plus.
Should
Okay,
bring that more into
okay.
line, especially considering
Honestly,
Warriors kind
these
of compete
little
with that and Sigil
changes
as their upgrade path.
Yeah.
Do
Cool. And,
small
finally,
changes
it
like
looks
this
Wind
is
Demon
how you
also
start to
getting
get
some,
like
some
Sigil
changes. What's going on
also
there?
being
less
bought.
item
You know what I'm
utilized, which is
saying?
Hunters, you know, they're feeling pretty
So-
good now. We've done a lot of different item changes back and forth, but Wind Demon kind of sticks out a little bit. They're, you know, they've
That's a
changed
pretty
their
big
builds
nerf
where
for Wind
they've got
Demon.
chin size, they're not really on Ichval, but Wind Demon's the one that kind of they throw into everything.
That's a
You see it
pretty
on
big
Hunters, You see
nerf.
it on Assassins sometimes, and it's just got a lot of different stats. And while
Yeah.
we've nerfed it previously, we think the attack speed both on its base set and in the passive bonus is something that we can tone down a little bit on both
10% attack
Cool.
speed's kind
Well,
of a
that does
big
it for
deal.
items. Looks like next up we're going to be going into the God balance for 811. So starting with Bastet, I know she just got some
That
changes.
could affect
so,
Wendy's
I guess she's
pick
getting a little
rate,
more changes
like,
onto that. What's that looking
There's
like?
other items that are
So
good
the
for
Bastet
hunting.
rework for her ultimate and for passive.
Yeah,
it's
they're
been
gonna
pretty
nerf that.
successful.
They're
Yeah.
gonna nerf
Awesome.
that.
It looks great.
People are definitely enjoying it, so I'm really glad that the players are playing Bastet with the new features. But she's a little bit strong. I
Yeah.
know there was a lot of
She's a little
discussions talking
strong.
about, hey, she's got a lot of new things. What does everyone
You
think?
seen me?
Well, we're here to let
You
know
seen me
that
full
she's-
healing?
She's a little bit higher than we wanted
On
to be
YouTube
her
with
release date for her
Bastet?
rework, and so she's getting a couple of targeted changes.
Yeah.
Nothing
Razor
too
Whip,
major,
full
'cause
heal.
We would still want you guys to have
pretty
fun with
good.
the new stuff. But Night Stalker, the passives are going to be getting a little bit less potency onto lifesteal and ability lifesteal.
I mean, it's still
So just
good.
toning
They
that
took
down makes her
5%
sustain a
off.
little bit,
5% off on
less
gods and
strong.
5%
And the
off
punches are
on
fast.
minions. It's
You know,
still
we
an
had its cooldown,
extraordinarily
at
good
80
passive.
seconds so that it didn't feel too bad when
Good.
you threw that on
That-
an enemy.
that
and they
was
used purification
100%
beast. We still kind
needed.
of got it up a little bit early.
80-second
But it's after
baseline
the Yoto's
cooldown
going
on her ulti
Transcendence,
was
They have a lot of CDR, and you know what? It
way
probably
too
makes sense to
low.
keep such a powerful ultimate at the 90 seconds. So we're going to
Yeah.
be keeping that there. And then similarly for the physical power scaling, 90%, just toning it down.
These
by
are totally
10% so
fine
that initial
changes.
hit isn't just too painful. Not going to get decimated by it.
Got it. Yeah, 'cause,
Cool.
I mean, giant scary cat.
Those are
It's been
actually all
horrifying
great
to see on the
changes to
battleground,
Bastet.
so.
Still a
Looks like
fantastic
Kleena's getting a
character,
nerf
but
next
just
to
taking
Terran
off some of the
Veil.
edge on the
What's going
things
on
that she
there?
needed
Yep,
to.
so Kleena overall release has been really good. We've been seeing her get played quite a bit and see people experiment with her. Most people are figuring out the counterplay, figuring out how things work.
Yeah.
But one thing that's standing out is the times where you're like just kind of running through the jungle and the double trap hits you and immediately deletes you, especially late game. That's on the current balance of being like really close to like killing and not killing. And that's one of those cases where it kind of dissuades fighting. It kind of feels a little bit cheap that that death occurred. And so we're taking some of the scaling off to make sure that that doesn't immediately kill you or remove your ability to fight.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's still very impactful in fights, especially if she tries to commit onto you. But those trap situations should feel a little bit less punishing now.
Yeah, a little less like, all right, well, walked in front of a trap, I'm out.
Yep.
Looks like next up is Camazotz, also getting a nerf to 2 abilities, Vampire Bats and Bats Out of Hell. So what's going on there, Clumsy?
Yeah, again, we're in the bonus balance section.
This is
a
an
lot of this is being
interesting
catered
one.
towards what we're seeing in the high pro scene. Maybe you
Yeah.
don't see him being banned a lot or picked
See?
a lot in your ranked scene, but
Yeah,
he
see,
is a
this-
menace.
this is a change
He's
that's
doing
very
very
interesting
highly favorable, and he's doing
because
very
this
well.
change
So we're hitting
is
him in his physical power scaling
absolutely
in 2 different
targeted
places. The Vampire
only
Bats
at
on his 2
pro
and
level
Bat Out of Hell
gameplay,
plus on his
'cause
ultimate.
Camazotz-
we did some changes to Camazotz
for
where
the
we allowed him
average
to raise
player-
up in his ultimate a little bit more safely, and because of that, people are finding
Not
that
good.
he can secure his
Not
damage,
good.
a lot more often. And so hitting that scaling in 2 different spots, we think will make him a little bit more fair.
So this is an interesting one.
Awesome.
This is very specific
Erlang
and
Shen also
SPL
on the
level
nerfing
nerf.
block to 72 transformation. So let's talk about that, Pawn.
Yeah, so really similarly to Camazotz, this is the jungle that we're seeing highly prioritized in the
Yeah.
Pro League. Basically, those two are neck and neck for the most picks. And it's easy to see why he has a lot of aggression that he can really bring.
Yeah.
And so one thing we wanted to do was take down some of his utility. 72 transformations, especially Turtle early on, is pretty consistent lockdown CC,
Yeah.
decently okay burst.
I haven't seen
burst,
a
like,
lot of
immediate damage,
Erlang
as well as the
lately.
cooldown does scale down
Haven't
pretty
seen a
quickly,
lot.
so you have the access to that a lot more often. We're going to make it so that the burst damage is a little bit lower at the start. So
I'm
you're not
never
gonna likely
against
to,
Erlang
gain successfully
nerfs.
with them.
I'm
As
gonna
well as
be
we're gonna
honest
increase
with
the
you.
cooldown when you're ranking it up, just so that it doesn't come up as often. So you have access to the knockback less, you have access to the shield less.
Never
All
against
that
it.
stuff is just going to be often or used less often.
I like not being hunted, but I do love turtles, so that makes me really sad. Looks like Nike next up, and she's getting some nerfs as well. Barrier formation and Sentinel of
Fair.
Zeus. What's going
Fair.
on, Clumsy?
Yeah, Nike has been she's
good.
really strong when it comes to
Good.
versing other
Yeah.
ADCs, very hunters, as well as the
Holy.
ADC majors. We had a bit of time in the SPL where you saw
That's
a
a
lot
good
of ADC
change.
majors, and that's still there even with the recent changes. Nike has still continued
Yeah.
to be very valuable.
Yeah,
and a lot of
6
it comes
seconds
down
was
to, the shield that she
ungodly
can
long.
create with her
For
barrier
cause.
formation. And the duration. When we first actually reworked
It'll still be
Nike
a
and brought them to
fantastic
play, we want
ability.
to make sure that people had enough time to utilize this.
That
new
is
fun
also
thing.
a nice
6
change.
Seconds,
It was
maybe that's a little
6
bit too long. So 4
seconds?
seconds will be, across all
4
the ranks, will be
seconds
little
is
bit
a
more fair across
long
the board.
slow.
The slow as well, 4 to 6 seconds. Well, a 6 second slow, like late game, that's
Holy.
devastating.
Oh,
yeah.
So 4 seconds across all ranks, kind of just making those times be a little
Those are
bit
good
more
changes.
standardized. We hope
Yeah,
Nike
those
will
are-
be
those
a
are good
little bit less
changes.
frustrating to deal with.
Sounds good to me. That shield is hard to work around. She is a tank. So RDO also getting a nerf. Looks like increased cooldowns
I
on
knew
some
they would
stuff and
nerf
good
RDO.
and
I
stuff.
knew
So,
it.
The main Guardian that's still standing out in the solo lane, outpicking most other warriors still. Pretty impactful character. This is actually, I
RDO
think, basically bringing her lower than she was at the start of the season when she was almost not played at all.
RDO, just like
But we're seeing
Camazot's.
where she's valuable,
Just
her
like
ability to fight and
Camazot's,
control that
a
lane. So we're
god
gonna
that
be,
actually
increasing the cooldown on both the Bear form
isn't
and
that
base stance for
strong
the,
outside of the SPL.
The stun and the debuff area.
Yeah, okay.
So
Same
that she
thing.
can't stun group people
RDO's
as
win
long,
rate
she
right now
can't
is like the
necessarily
80th
cripple
in
and
the
suck
game or
moves on.
something
We're also
from our
decreasing
data.
the power debuff that provides. That field that she creates actually lowers everyone's offense, making her
What's
really
up,
hard
PB
to
and
fight
Jelly?
into, especially if you're a character that's trying to get away,
Yeah.
and you're then either like fight her off to try and make sure that you can get away because
Yeah.
you've lost your leap. This is going to be a bit more successful in you being able to do that now.
Yeah, nothing like playing Cupid and getting mauled by a bear, and I just can't dash away.
Yep.
So that was horrifying. Looks like finally
She is
the last
annoying
of the God
as
nerfs from
heck,
the 11
though,
bonus
ain't
is
she?
the Morrigan, getting a nerf to Confusion. So why the confusion?
The Morrigan.
Morgan's always one of those gods where she's either really strong or you don't really see too much play. But in the SPL, the pro players will always utilize her to her best extent. I mean,
Yeah.
we're seeing the double Cthulhu come out a lot. We're seeing double Odins and stuff like that when he's not banned. But one
I'm
thing that we
down
wanted to
for
make sure
less
we touched on
stealth
Morgan
being in the
was
game. 1
confusion
second less
duration. Because
stealth.
if we touched her power and we touched
Works for me.
the ability for her to kill people during confusion, that
Less
might
stealth
actually
and
just be
Smite's
too
good.
much to drive her across the line. And that's kind of
Always.
what makes her very strong. But the stealth duration she gets is also a long duration, especially towards the late game, where it allows you to kind of go in to scare the enemies, but then just back out really safely.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to go and use confusion, you actually have to kind of commit, or you've wasted it a little bit.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, that is going to do it for 8-11 balance. That's
That's
all
the
the items and gods.
bonus
You're going to see all
balance,
of that actually
specifically.
coming out November 30th, so keep your eyes open for those drops. But let's get into skins. We have some bonus skins in the 8-11 patch, and the first of those is Infinite Overseer Cerberus. So let's take a look at that.
Oh, Serb got one of the cool
He
spacey
is,
skins.
and he has like mustaches.
Wait,
Those are all for SPL. What is this?
yeah,
I mean,
that's
this is
so
the part
cool.
of this is the
that's
time of
cool.
the
Yeah,
year
yeah,
that the
Fletcher, I see
changes
what
that
you're
you're
talking
gonna
about.
see
Yeah,
are
like
all
goatee
gonna be
beards as well, each
competitive
one of those.
focused because they're
Let's
trying to
go.
get the
So awesome.
meta
Let's see what the
to
voice
be at
line
a
sounds
spot
like.
for Worlds to get more competitive games.
The balance of this dimension is crumbling. The infinite must intervene, or all will be lost.
They don't really care about anything else at this point
If
of the year.
Cerberus is like any dog I've ever met, it will intervene however we want to, or however it wants to.
Yep.
So I love it. I love the orbs. Let's
I
check
like
out
that theme.
Soul Slayer Nemesis coming
I
up
like
next.
that theme. So I like it. What's this? Nemesis?
Spooky.
Are those just like skeletons?
like disembodied spine head
Yeah.
skeleton
Oh my God.
skull. That is creepy as hell.
That's brutal.
That is so creepy. I love like the skull on the sword with the spine going, or the
Cool.
ribs or
I was gonna
whatever,
say, like the detail on the
Cool
armor
skin.
and on the weapon is really out there. It's nice.
and like the bird skull wings too.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool detail packed into that.
Yeah, so much detail, absolutely. And I love the skull face mask. You can't go wrong with a skull face mask.
True.
So let's hear the voice line.
This battlefield is perfect. It reeks of carnage, blood, and despair.
Well, very cool, and I'm super horrified and excited to see that. Well, I guess I'm not excited to see it on the battlefield because, again, horrifying. Next up, we have Crimson Authority King Arthur. Let's see what the Crimson King looks like. Oh,
Yes. This is the
Oh,
Morgan Le Fay had this
yeah,
thing too.
Yeah,
like
that's
in the
right.
Morgan thing.
Oh wait, seeing them face
Okay.
off on the battlefield
Yeah,
is
yeah.
gonna be sweet.
yeah,
Okay.
that'll
Yeah.
be so awesome.
The white and the red just pop. Oh, I
So
love
much.
this. This theme is like my favorite in like the
Yeah.
recent themes.
And with the sword as well, that massive two-hander just looks even more spectacular.
And those cool like shoulder plate orbs he has going on there. Absolutely love it. Let's
I
hear the voice
kind
line.
of don't like it.
If Morgan Le Fay wishes it, I must obey.
Oh, okay.
There's some lore there.
I thought I would
following
really
Morgan
like
Le
it,
Fay.
and I think
Okay,
I
maybe they won't
kind
be
of
clashing.
don't
He'll be
like it.
Running out from behind her and
I don't know
screaming and
why
swinging
I
the sword.
don't like it.
So let's. We have one more skin here. We have Shield Guardian Kabrakan.
Something about it just seems a little off to me. I don't know what it, maybe it was just the stance that he, maybe it was just the way he was
awesome.
standing. I don't know.
I love every time they release a Kabrakan skin. I love to see what they do with the two big like
Wait.
shields. You know, every
Did
time.
they just? Is this
Yeah,
Ares?
it's definitely a unique weapon they have to
Kabrakan?
consider each time.
But Ares?
I mean, it makes sense that we brought those shields kind of into real life with this one with the two. Oh, look at them.
They're
That's so-
huge.
They are so huge.
Oh, they're like two different halves to like an entire like one.
This is
component.
Ares Kabrakan, right?
Yeah,
is
that's
this on
super
purpose?
Is that like a back jetpack?
I think it is,
Thruster,
right?
Yeah. I love all the orange too. Let's hear what Kabrakan sounds like.
Let us teach them a lesson they won't soon forget.
Nice.
Okay.
So much nobility there. Awesome. Well,
It's
that'll
fine.
do it for the skins in the 8-11
What's
bonus
up, Prime?
update.
Fernando
Remember, that
from
is going to be
Paladins?
going
Oh,
live
because
November
Ares has a
30th,
Fernando
so
skin,
Keep your eyes
I'm pretty
on
sure,
those
so
and get
there
ready
you
for
go.
the King Arthur skin because
They,
the red and the white. You can't get over that. So next up, we have community news, and we have a whole bunch of news to go over here in the community world. Starting with, we just want to remind you, HRS and SWC, they're coming up. We have the schedules laid out for y'all. Y'all can see this online, but it's coming January 6th through 9th. So have it on your calendars and be excited. There's going to be so much content for y'all to enjoy, so many awesome games. You get the World Championships going. And then on that Thursday, you get High Res Showcase. That's all of High Res titles. We have Paladins, Rogue Company, just so many different things to talk about and cover. There's, I mean, cosplay, community clash tournaments, so many things. So make sure that y'all get your eyes on this and are ready January 6th through 9th. Next up, we just want to remind y'all that we have the Cybertron sales going on right now. So Cybertron sales are happening. There's gems on sale. There are all kinds of skins and chests going on sale. And there are events coming with this too. We have a 3x Worshipper event coming this weekend, actually, Friday to Monday, and a Party Up event going right now. So, you know, hop in, play some games with your friends, and this weekend, get those Worshippers. Get another level 10 mastery. It's never a bad time to do it. So just make sure you check out the sales.
To do it.
And on, since we're on Cybertron already, might as well remind you that we also have the Smite and Transformers Battle Pass.
What?
So if y'all are looking to get any of those awesome skins,
what? You're telling me right now there's a Transformers Battle Pass that you can buy through the Community Nexus store to support the Twitchiest community? What?
It's a good time to do it.
And support the STL when getting your gem purchases and video games?
Get those Battle Pass levels.
What a deal.
And have a great time.
That's crazy. And an exclusive in-game title that you can only get by supporting our store. What? Called Exemplar?
Submission for party art. The Smite birthday party's coming up, and we want your art because we could put it into our game. So go, we have a tweet out about it now. There's also a blog live on smitegame.com/news. Go check out that blog, submit your art for the Smite birthday party event, and we'll let y'all know if you win. There's all kinds of cool prizes, and you can have, or for getting your art in game. So submit the art, and we'll be happy to show that off later. That runs for a while, but make sure to get those art submissions in. You don't want to miss it, We also have a community tournament coming up. It's kind of giving Clash a proper send-off, and a proper farewell in the SWC Community Cup with a 20K prize pool.
That's
so
funny.
make sure you get your team ready.
They're doing a
20K
Clash tourney?
So you can go to smitegame.com for more details in the sign-up
How come
form.
Siege doesn't get a tourney?
This tournament's going to be awesome.
Clash gets a legendary send-off, but not Siege?
To continue all of this cool stuff, we have some SPL news, actually. We have the Finchmas 2021 charity event coming up. So that is starting December 11th. You will be able, it's a big
like 7
event,
people here that played Siege one time.
Donators, it starts at 11 a.m., so make sure y'all are checking that out. And it'll run all weekend. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Donators, there are prizes for donating. High donators have a chance of the usual super awesome skins. But anybody that donates while the show is actually live and on air will be put into a raffle for all kinds of different things that are listed on the SPL website. So make sure y'all come out for that. Celebrate the season of giving. Celebrate Finch, and just work for charity. Let's do something good. Past that and beyond that, SWC placement rounds will be running December 14th through 19th. So make sure y'all tune in. You want to see the placement rounds. You got to know where everybody's ending up. So it's super exciting. More news. There's just so much news.
There's so much here.
So much
news. My throat's going to get dry. There's the SWC swag bundles are still for sale. We have all of that still available. This is what the pack looks like right here.
I posted me wearing all of the SWC swag bundle to Twitter and Instagram.
The flag, we have
if you
the
follow
awesome
over there,
hoodie,
you've already
and
seen it.
If you buy this actual
it's
physical
cool.
bundle, you will also get the digital loot pack.
I've got the,
which comes
funny
with
enough,
all
behind the
kinds
green
of
screen,
skins, all
I've
kinds
got
of
the
in-game
giant
content.
Smite World Championship.
So make sure you get that pack.
Like,
and if you just want the
banner,
content,
and
the
it's signed by all of the pro players at the bottom. It's pretty cool.
Gems, but I mean, you get all of that and these awesome physical items. You might as well just buy it. The hoodie's so awesome.
It's pretty nifty.
I bought one already. So, past that, the final bit of news we have is Retro Raphael is the current Prime Gaming skin. You can actually still claim that right now, and make sure y'all get out there and do it. It's an awesome skin. It looks super good
low-key
in-game,
for having such a freaking baller
so make sure y'all
skin,
claim
dude.
that while you get the chance. And next up on January 6th, the next Prime Gaming skin is World Tour Nemesis. So again, that will be coming out on January 6th. And if you want to rock as hard as she's rocking right there, make sure that you're watching and make sure you have Prime Gaming ready to click claim on January 6th.
There you go.
Whew, that's community news. That's a wrap on that. So
nice job.
It's a shame I haven't played Loki even once. I know.
So that was super cool. Super excited to get through all that. So now we're moving on to some 812 stuff. There are some quality of life changes coming with 8.12, but those are all in the patch notes. There's so many things in quality of life that y'all just check the patch notes. Those will be coming out. Oh, those are out for y'all to see now, I guess. So make sure you get in there and read all about those. There are just so many things that we figured it'd be better for y'all to read about. So check those out. But from there, we're moving to some map changes. So Corrupted Arena, still going to be here. Make sure y'all are getting those games in Corrupted Arena. But SWC is also having, or the SWC is having impact on the map. The winter map is going to be all SWC'd up. I heard they got the trophy in there. They have, well, here, we get to see it in game, actually. Let's check it out.
Oh, sweet.
Absolutely beautiful. So, and there's SWC Flare all over the map. You're going to get to see all kinds of cool stuff. And it's on the same winter map that has been active for a while now. So, a beautiful new take on both the map and the SWC.
Arachne's ganking him,
I think in
dude!
mid lane, there's also like the emblems on the ground that show off.
Arachne, get him! Yeah, he's gonna die to Arachne box! He's getting ganked
like we
the
mentioned
fire
earlier, right? You
giant!
said that this SWC is going to be played on
100% he died.
So we're really going to get
100%.
We're going to see all of the new stuff in action in World.
Yep.
So exciting.
That's amazing.
So yeah, from there, it looks like we're moving into 8.12 balance. So
Here we go.
yeah,
All
you
right.
want to start us off there, Clumsy?
Yeah, so the first thing we
Vulcan
want to talk about
sent his
is
for
balance. So,
gods.
we've gone through the bonus balance. We've talked about the SWC stuff coming up. But one of the things you guys may have noticed too in the SPL, but also just kind of that's been taken over, is that mages in the mid lane have not been seeing as much play as we might have expected. We did a lot of changes with warriors and their itemization,
Don't
especially
you
through
dare
starter
buff
items, but as
mages
well as their
again,
power
Clumsy.
changes. Then we did a lot of stuff for the junglers, right? They got a lot of power infused on their side.
I'm a mid
and what
boy.
we've noticed is that
Don't do it.
due to those changes, and as well just a plethora of other things, it could be the healing stuff that we talked about too.
Don't do it.
Mid lane mages, the traditional mages that you might have expected, are not really seeing. You're not seeing them as much as we used to. So we're doing a couple of different item changes right now, and we'll go through all of them. That'll hopefully infuse a little bit more power into those mages, not necessarily just into the late game, but into the mid game as well. And hopefully we might see a couple more of those traditional mages in play.
Cool.
I actually thought mages were finally in a good spot again, to be honest.
It's actually the tier 2 Enchanted Spear getting a magical power increase. So, I mean, you kind of explained that. Let's get into the details.
60
Yeah, so Enchanted
power
Spear is the tier 2,
respectable.
but that's kind of going to be coupled with Spear of Desolation as the tier 3. Both of them are going to be getting a little bit more of a power infusion. Like we talked about, we wanted to make sure that the mid game for mages felt particularly stronger than it used to be, especially with the assassins kind of coming in with their power spike. Mages kind of need an answer to retaliate as well. And with the boots changed, right, the shoes being removed, we've noticed that with all these other changes that are coming in, they no longer have like the cooldown or the pen or the power that they used to have with those items. So the tier 2 items are something that we definitely want to keep an eye on.
I feel like I'm
and these are gonna
capping
be the
pretty
first
much
ones
all those stats every time
So
I play
yeah,
mages
I mean,
right
I
now,
guess
but
we'll roll
that's
forward.
okay,
We have
that's okay.
the spell focus tier 2 and Obsidian Shard the tier 3 getting changes. So
Yep, some more power there just to help round them out. And I think the other thing to note here is that these are
Okay,
the
that's
items that
fine,
aren't being
just 10 power.
particularly built by mages right now. We're seeing Soul Reaver rushes. We're now seeing the new Book of the Dead that just came out last weekend, the hot build that just dropped. And we'll have some notes from that later. But we want to try and just infuse power where we're not seeing too much being built right now to make sure
Just
that those build paths are
infuse
bolstered
power,
in addition
yep.
to the Soul Reaver
Okay.
builds, in addition
We're
to
just
the Book of the Dead
infusing
builds.
power,
not really
baby.
closing any doors, just hoping to open a whole bunch of new ones. Awesome. So next up, it looks like Book of Souls and Book of the Dead also kind of getting a nerf.
So Book of the Souls is another tier 2 where we thought we were going to get a power infusion. And we wanted to incorporate it there.
Wait,
so
they're
that's going to be
actually
helping with those other items.
buffing
But Book
the
of the
tier
Dead, as we
2.
want to address, maybe we went a little bit too far with some of their buffs.
Yeah, you think
we immediately
so?
saw it again and picked up quite a lot. And we're going to just be toning it down a little bit. We are still happy with the changes we made with
Decrease
Book of the
the
Dead.
shield
It's just a
health
little
and
bit too
30%
strong.
to 25.
Especially
So it
in the
was
shield, right, in the
20,
defensive
they
side of the
buffed
nature
to
of the
30,
item.
now
So we'll be
it's
bringing
gonna
the
be
passive shield bonus
25.
from 30% to 25%.
But
of
they're
the maximum
not
mana.
taking off
just taking
the
that 11
bonus
and turning it right down
power
to a 9 or an 8.
or the
hopefully. So,
CCR.
awesome. Looks like Eye of the Jungle also getting a buff, actually. Increased HP 5 in
Still
jungle,
very good.
and MP5.
Very
Yep,
good.
and so this is mostly for the jungle builds that aren't currently going towards Eye. We're seeing a lot of Bumbas, we're seeing occasional mannequins. Eye of the Jungle is kind of being passed over, and one thing that we wanted to do was make sure that its regen felt similar enough to Bumbas, because right now I think people feel a little bit mana starved when they go this item. So this will help round that out, give you a bit more mana to play with, give you a bit more health to play with, as well as we're going to be buffing the Protector of the Jungle, the upgrade towards it. We did a lot of nerfs to it before when it was really dominant, and we're just going to bring back the offensive capability of it. So we're increasing that attack speed from 25 to 35%.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Nobody
Always
buys
was more
Eye of
fun
the
than
Jungle,
even
so
though assassins scare me.
it's
Finally,
fine.
speaking of the jungle, Protector of the Jungle, getting increased attack speed, which, yeah, you already went over. So that actually runs our items for us. We have gods, though, and we have gods coming right now in 8-12.
So really not
And
that
the
many
first god
item
is actually
changes.
Terra getting a nerf to her Crushing Earth ability. Now, I hear this is kind of a special fringe case, so why don't you explain it to me there, Clumsy?
Hey.
Yeah, so
They finally are
when we
nerfing it.
redressed Terra being able to refire.
Remember,
Yeah.
remember
brought
when
up
people
this-
started
this
doing
new
this
case
and they
scenario
said this
where she was
was an
able to actually,
intended thing
dash
that
through them
Terra
to hit
could
the
do
shatter, for
because they
extra
didn't know how to
damage,
fix it,
while
and now they
refiring.
know how to
Yeah.
fix
And we
it,
noticed
so
that,
they're
it's
gonna
something we
remove
wanted to
it.
heavily assess. We were talking to
Good
the pros. We were
times,
keeping an eye on the
good
community to see,
times.
what they might have thought of this. We were kind of like leaning toward being okay, but we realized that the strengths kind of just are a little bit insurmountable. It just became something that once you got used to utilizing, kind of made Terra a little bit oppressive. So we were deciding to remove that mechanic. You can no longer trigger the extra bonus damage while refiring the Crushing Earth for, I think, like a double damage proc is being utilized. Wasn't the only reason why she's being favored in the SPL, but it was heavily deciding that. We didn't want such a fringe case to be something that made her shine.
Yeah.
Especially one that isn't as intuitively understandable as other situations, where this almost to some players felt a little bit like a bug.
Yeah.
And so making sure that things feel consistent and straightforward
fair-
was also a partial decision for this.
Of course, yeah. I know it got a ton of talk. So
Wasn't it,
that was
though?
an interesting thing. Bologna up next, getting a buff herself to Scourge. So what's going on?
A warrior that we just really haven't seen in a while. One thing is, we thought there's going to be some itemization help over the year to help address that, especially with like Death's Toll.
Yeah.
Kind of expected that cleave heal to help you box and stay in the lane. We never really saw that
a
pan
little
out.
bit of
Other
extra
characters are
damage from
decided on different
Scourge.
build paths to kind of be more prevalent. Bologna just overall has one problem that's a little bit difficult to overcome for her, which is if she's fighting into someone that can interrupt bludgeon, she has a really hard time.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to give her a little bit more of an option in those situations to get some more base damage out, some more poke. So we're going to be actually increasing Scourge's base damage.
What's
So
that,
instead
Fred?
of going from 80 to 220, it'll go 90 to 250. So in situations where you're not really going to be able to get your bludgeon, you have now access to a higher base damage
Bologna
tool
is
to help you get through
Bologna
the lane
doesn't
phase
like
with.
Yeah,
the
hope you
meta
trade
right
in
now.
those
She
boats and
doesn't
just
like the
make sure you're not
items that
losing
warriors
every
are good with.
transaction.
It's not a
Sounds good.
Bologna meta.
Ganesha also getting a buff to Ohm.
Interesting.
This one's really small, and there's a lot more characters coming in into the meta, especially Geb, for example, with the Shockwave, really easily interrupting Ganesha. But at the end of the day, he's levitating. It just kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So very fair.
At
Sounds
the end
good.
of the day, he's
Vamana up
levitating.
next
It
getting a
just
buff,
makes
to
sense.
Sleeping Giant. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. So what's
I
up
can
with that,
respect
Clumsy?
that.
So for Vamana, we wanted to have a look at where we could address him, but we also know that we didn't want to give him too much power. He's got a lot of interesting things going
10%
on
of
with
his
his kit,
protection
and sure,
is
that's something we can
converted
definitely
to
look at in the future for
attack
maybe
speed.
some enhancements or something something else. But
Yeah.
I thought we thought he's really restricted in his item path. You kind of want Frostbite,
Well,
you kind of want
then.
Haste Katana, but now if we utilize the passive to convert some of his protections to attack speed, well, that kind of just helps build into what he already wants.
Yeah.
He's getting the power, he's getting the attack speed,
Well,
and that
that's
should hopefully round him out a
interesting.
little bit more.
Cool. So I doubled up on Clumsy there because next up, Ratatosker's getting a buff.
That's true. Pawn, you
There's
take
so
this one.
much. All you,
Yeah.
Pawn.
Yeah,
Very
so Ratatosker,
interesting.
definitely an interesting character. We saw him actually see some play. One thing that's unique about him is all the different acorns that he can have, and adjusting any of them is going to be a buff to the character overall.
I presume they're
And one
just
thing we noticed
gonna
is that
buff them
Ratatosker one
all
is
but
just kind of
Christmas
underperforming
card.
overall. With any of the acorns, he's underperforming, and some more so or less so than others.
Yeah.
And because this is kind of a mandatory item for him, where
What's
other
that,
characters
mid? Some
don't have
chronic?
to build boots anymore, so they can get different tier 6s. Tier 3s for their 6th item, he still has to build this. So we want to make sure it's worthwhile. So we're going to be just upping the power on all of these, which will be a buff to Ratatosker as a whole.
Don't
We're going to
up
be
the-
buffing the one that's the best performing a little bit less than the others. So that's Thistlethorn Acorn. That is the
Christmas card, yeah.
Acorn Blast one.
And the hardest one.
And
to
we're
say
going to be
almost.
buffing the one that is underperforming the most, even though it is the most popular. The Bristle Bush Acorn.
That's funny.
That is the crit one with the dash. We're going to be buffing that more.
That's
here.
his most
So all of them
popular
going up.
Acorn?
The ones that need it the most are going to
Y'all
be
are
getting the
all
biggest buff.
going
The ones that
crit
need it least are
Acorn
getting
on
the least buff.
Ratatasker?
But overall,
Come on,
this will help
guys.
round out
We got
Ratatasker.
guides for
And Paul
this.
mentioned it there as well, because I think this is going to be really interesting. Bristle Bush, the one that is the most popular, is the least performing.
I like a lot.
So keep that in mind.
Cool. Well, yeah,
gosh.
that's excited to see more Ratman on the
It
field.
goes that crit good.
Mercury up next. Made you look.
Head
into
hog
that.
cute.
How about that?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a quality of life for Mercury, really. It kind of makes sense, and a lot of gods have these abilities that are, just deployable circles that you're going to fire on the other side of walls.
Made you look can now be fired through walls. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I thought they were saying his 3 could now go through walls at first. I was like, wow, that's crazy. It's just 1. That makes sense.
He's phasing through the walls to be able to use his walls. He's learned some new skills to keep up on the battlefield.
Awesome. And yeah, I'm sure that'll be nice to be able to cast over those walls too. Get some pick kills or something. Neath up next, getting a buff to Broken Weave and Unravel. Unravel. So how about it?
Just a hunter that we're seeing some limited play, but one that is just kind of underperforming overall across the board.
I'm confused with what the M
her
stands
unique
for?
aspect in Unravel is a bit more impactful and you can rely on it a bit more. So that's the extended duration, as well as just Unravel. Getting the extra base damage as kind of more ability hunter.
1 minute
making
to
it
2
feel
minutes.
good to cast, especially in late game
I
fights
was like,
where
I don't
it's kind of a
understand.
DPS loss to not be firing
Also
basic
gonna
attacks.
increase
Making
the
sure that this is
damage
closer to
of
being more,
Unravel. Okay.
powerful to compete with that.
Got it. I know Titan Cupcake is gonna love that. So that one's for you. So Jing Wei
2
up next.
million.
There's just so many things going on with Jing Wei. That's a whole list. Clumsy, dive right in.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly we're talking about the explosive bolts. We've got this meta where hunters are generally a little bit safer, and Jing Wei you would have thought would be the forefront as one of the hunters that can do that the best.
Yeah.
But we're not really seeing her
2
try
is
that
gonna
much,
make
and we
her
want to
have
make sure
more
that, hit her in a few
power.
places, mostly explosive bolts where by increasing the power scaling, it means you don't need to just rely on the crit chance kind of coming in. So even though you may not have your items on board, it still feels like this ability is going to be impactful. So that's why we're addressing it there. And then for Persistent Gust and Airstrike, it's just mana cost decreased across the board. Yes, she has her passive, which allows her to go back to base and come back pretty quickly, but it shouldn't feel like you're forced as a Jing Wei player to make use of that all the time. Or giving her mana cost that other hunters may already have at a lower amount. So now it's a little bit more of a +1 on that passive.
Cool. Yeah, and I mean, although it does always feel nice flying back to lane. You're gonna see everything.
Don't imagine decreased mana cost and 10% scaling on her 2 is gonna make her,
changes in the 812 is Medusa with Acid Spray and Lacerate both getting changes.
This one's really interesting. This is just kind of a change of pace for the character.
Wow.
Lacerate in particular is one of those abilities that feels very aggressive to use when you dash through a wave the first time.
Healing reduction on Acid Spray, huh?
And then soft on gods. We're going to actually make it so now when you actually dash to the wave, it's going to damage the wave. You can use it as a clear tool, especially if you're just trying to quickly back out
and her
lane,
dash is going to do damage to the wave.
Your dash to be aggressive that way. But we're also going to be changing where the anti-heal that she provides is.
Okay. The anti-heal is going to be on the 2 instead of the 3. Oh, okay. I thought she was going to have double anti-heal.
And it means that you can only affect one target with it. So that's going to be removed.
I mean, to be fair, it's still better for her, but
so Acid Spray will now apply on initial hit as well as the spray. The anti-heal that Lacerate normally would have applied.
Interesting.
So Lacerate can now deal some more damage to the wave, and then now Medusa will be able to contribute anti-heal more to her team against the whole.
That does make more sense.
Choosing that one. And
that makes way more sense, actually.
So, awesome, and that actually does it for the bonus balance for 812. So that is coming out December 14th. So be excited, be ready for that. I mean, again, it's going to be the patch that Worlds is played on. So, read the notes, make sure y'all know what's going on. That way, when you see all these crazy new ability swaps, we see Mercury show up at SWC. You'll know, like, how did he kill him over the wall? So next up, we have 812 skins. And like I said, these will be coming on December 14th. And the first of these skins is Hollow Halo Pele. So let's check out Pele.
Oh, that's so cool.
Look at the eyes. Even have like that
This would be hard to not be cool in game.
She looks, and then all those like gargoyles kind of fear all those like demons. That's sweet. That's really cool.
So
I love wings are neat.
I was just about to say I totally agree.
And like her little side trails as well, they look really cool.
Like they're kind of like rainbows.
Might have spoken a little too soon.
Let's hear the voice on. Let's hear what Pele sounds like.
It's a little green. Fairy
begins for the unwelcome.
Compared to like the card art, which was more like angel-y, if that makes sense.
So next up we have Noxious Naga Medusa. Say that 3 times fast.
Whoa. That's sick.
That's so cool.
I guess I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut from now on.
Bows are like snakeheads.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Oh, I can't wait. I want to know like if the scales are like as iridescent in game.
I mean, I have a feeling we're about to know.
I ain't even gonna say it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's great.
That is so great.
It's a little low res, it seems, but I like it.
Wide, like the transition from like waist
to
snake body is. It looks like a snake. I don't know. It adds to that snake look.
Well, I just love how like we took like a snake-ish character and then we just went full blown on that and it just comes out amazing. Like it just makes sense almost.
Right. It's like what if we took the snake and maybe Added more snake.
Yeah, exactly.
That is
Let's hear
more
the voice
snake
line.
to a snake, which I can
Land
respect.
or sea, our
Wow, that was
foes will
loud.
drown before our might.
Holy cow,
Very
that was
snaky
loud.
indeed.
Jeez,
So, those skins are coming at
Louise.
814, but those aren't the only skins on the 14th and 812.
Scared
Those aren't
the
only skins.
bejeebers out of
But
me.
Considering we have so much
They
to
normally
show
give you
we're
a
gonna kind of
warning.
break the meta of normal shows by starting or by moving on to showing y'all something a little different. You'll see right after this.
Okay. Hey, Atlas time! Daddy? Sorry. Daddy? Sorry. Daddy?
That's right, it's Atlas. For any of you who guessed it, you can pat yourself on the back or shake your hand now. I'm so excited. I've watched that 1,000
Yeah.
times. I'm gonna watch it 1,000 more probably, and
He
I'm
does,
so
in fact,
excited to
have a
Atlas
global.
here. I mean, y'all guys excited
He has a
about Atlas too?
global and he has a
100%. This shirt, which
projectile
was not
ability that
available
changes
last
his
time I
auto
wore it. I
attack.
literally picked it up off the laundry pile. That was just, I grabbed it. It was bought to
Yeah,
spoil Atlas.
sure.
I was going to wear it on this show, but I did not intend to wear it that day. And then until someone pointed out, I didn't realize I was actually wearing it. So unintentional spoil it, actually.
Yeah, I mean, big brain. You were thinking 53 steps ahead,
Yeah.
and now Atlas is here. Now the shirt is enjoying its full glory, and there's so much to talk about. I mean, I'm just super excited, but I mean, are we ready to see him in game?
Well, yeah, let's quickly kind of go over some of the notes we have for him just overall.
All right, fine.
He is our first Titan that's actually playable in game, which is super exciting. He is the enduring one, Atlas. He was punished to hold up the sky by Zeus after the Titanomachy. They lost
Zeus
the war,
guy.
the Olympians
So
won,
rude,
and
you
so
know?
this was his punishment. But he has taken that punishment and turned it into
Always.
his strength.
Always
Through
rude.
the millennia and during this whole punishment, he's learned to control and contain the sky, as well as kind of have a mastery over burden itself. So in his kit,
It's
you're
crazy
gonna see
that
him
we've been
use the
playing
asteroid
Smite for
that
like a
contains the
decade,
sky.
we just
He's
gotta
gonna
play
use
with
it to full
Titan.
effect, and he's actually going to
That seems
manipulate
crazy to
burden on
me.
his allies and put that onto his enemies. Zeus made a mistake, should not have given him this task, because he has definitely turned it into his strength.
Oh yeah, and I mean, just look at him. Look at how much strength he has. Oh,
He's also very big.
Yeah.
He's taller than most gods. He's not
Okay.
obviously the like literally bigger than the map, because that wouldn't work for gameplay reasons.
yeah,
but
that would be hard.
he is very big.
That would be
and
hard
He does
if he
actually
was
have, I
big
think,
as the
the
map.
tallest camera in the game, beating out Yorm.
Wow.
Yeah, because
Wow.
he needs to be able to see over that astrolabe.
Right.
So,
I guess so.
so he does have the
Holy.
tallest camera, I believe, as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, he looks
Okay.
like he is wielding that burden as a mighty weapon. So
Yeah.
I want to
that's
see him
horrifying and also
next
really
to
cool look
Optimus
at.
Prime
So,
Geb.
All right, we talked about how cool he is.
So
I
we can
can't
have
hold
the
it any
biggest
longer.
and the
Let's check him out
smallest
in
next
game.
to each other.
Yeah. Oh, he looks so cool.
That's so awesome. All right,
Oh
show
yeah,
him
he
off,
is
show
a
us
tall
everything.
boy. He is pretty dang
Yeah,
tall.
just run through every ability.
Oh, that's so good.
I love that right
What
there.
happened to Odin?
Feel the weight of the world.
Yeet!
And there's the Sky Laser. So he did a lot of stuff there.
Sky
Oh, yeah,
laser.
so many things to go over. So let's just start off with the
Bam.
basic attack. So how's the basic attack?
Pick him
work
up.
with Atlas?
So Atlas's standard basic attack is actually a just standard melee chain. You can see there he does an initial hit, another initial hit, and then a cleave.
That's a
These
satisfying
initial
ass
hits are
auto
actually slow.
attack
They're all
sound.
1.25 swing time and damage. So he actually doesn't have a standard one attack ever at any point. You can see also his passive activating there, where his passive, he can accumulate energy from damaging characters, and
Yeah.
he gets an extra basic attack that when he has enough energy, it'll actually do that big slam down attack that trembles enemy gods, so some soft CC built in there as well. But once we get to the rest of the kit, we can talk about the other form that his basic attack can take.
Ooh, will do. So let's. How about his passive? His passive is called the Astrolabe, and I mean we can see it right there.
Yep, the astrolabe. You can see that passive meter building up.
Yeah.
He now has the kind of floating orbs around it. The passive meter's kind of swirling around. That means his next basic attack by holding the Astrolabe is going to be that big slam down. This does bonus flat damage that scales off your level, as well as trembles enemy gods who are in there.
That is so cool.
It'll stun minions as well, so you get some
tremble.
extra utility there.
Yeah, all kinds of things you can
Tremble passive is a good start for him.
Let's get into that.
Yep, so the first ability, Unburden, he actually throws the Astrolabe, and this is a unique part of the character. Most of our weapons in Smite, when you
that's
throw
cool.
them, they just kind of like disappear and reappear.
This is some
They don't really have any
Oriana League of
permanence.
Legends
This one
stuff.
actually does have that permanence. When you throw out the Astrolabe, you can see that he loses it. He's not holding it anymore. It is out, it is deployed. He has different animation sets for when he doesn't actually have this Astrolabe deployed. And his basic attacks also change, because now he doesn't have the weapon to swing.
Yeah.
His basic attacks turn into that pulse that happens at that area. You can use that to poke enemy gods. You can use that to help clear your minion wave. It also scales, its damage scales off your level. So again, another thing that we did here was to make
his
sure that
basic
he was
attack
able to support
pulses
Guardian.
the orb.
He actually has a few level scalings in his kit to make sure that his kind of damage is more uniform and controlled over the course of the game.
Yeah, make it harder to just scale up and throw the Astrolabe and beat someone to death from across the map.
Yep. And I think the final thing to note here is that when it actually is thrown and deployed, it does do initial damage in the area as well as slows targets. So this is a way to kind of initiate for that first CC.
Yeah, initiate and get some
I can't wait for him to get the DJ skin for that.
Super awesome.
Throws it out.
So his second ability is called Gravity Pull. So what's Gravity got to say?
Yeah, so I mean, this is a huge mass. It's a basically the entire cosmos condensed down to his Astrolabe. He can just control the gravity of it because that is how astronomy works.
Yeah.
So the first version of it, when he's holding the Astrolabe, is actually going to be that cone that you see that's divided into two parts. If enemies are in the far part of it, they'll just get pulled towards Atlas. But if they're in that close critical range, they actually will get pulled into the Astrolabe itself, and Atlas is able to freely aim and throw them. He's able to move during that. He's able to like control what direction they're going to go, and that gives him essentially access to this kind of grab and toss that's on a non-ultimate ability. Definitely something that's really, really potent for a support guardian.
Okay.
This does change, however, if he has an Astrolabe deployed. So if he throws the Astrolabe and then uses it, it'll follow the same rules. It has that outer area and inner area. Outer area, they get pulled towards the Astrolabe. But if in an inner area, they get pulled to the center and then thrown towards wherever Atlas is at that moment.
So much potential.
Yep, two ways to control. One more direct up front, one more thrown range.
That
you can get
is
more people with it generally.
good.
So it's some extra utility there. If you're up in the front line, you need to go peel for your back line, you can toss it back there and use the pull to try and get people off.
Yeah.
A lot of different options here with how you want to use the Astrolabe.
Great.
That's the primary
Heal
goal in this
and
kit is
setup.
that mastery of knowing when to use it, when to pull it back, when to recall it, is something that I think is going to separate good Atlas players from great Atlas players.
And I can't imagine just the roam game on this. You know, when you separate off from your lane and go to start doing handling, checking on other lanes and trying to get those ganks off, there's just going to be so much that you can get done with that. I'm super excited to see that in game.
Very
As much as I
interesting.
be the victim of it.
Get tossed into towers and get a little bit too close.
Exactly.
Got to be careful.
I go to dive and he's like, I'm just going to carry you. That's fine. So next up, we have his third ability, Kinetic Charge.
Some sort of dash?
Yep, so Kinetic Charge, if you use it just normally, it's a pretty standard charge. You run into targets, you do an AoE on when you land, does some damage. And you can see that it actually doesn't do any other form of CC or anything if that's how you use it. But it does interact with your allies. So if you were to set that circle around you, if you have allies get passed through there when you're charging, you actually take burdens from them. You'll cleanse them of any movement speed slows they have at that moment and give them a movement speed burst, and you'll take those burdens with you. And then if you run into a god at that point, you actually dump the burdens onto them. So this can scale up to a 75% slow if you cleanse 3 or more allies. Very potent, really great initiate, especially to get your team to fall into the fight.
Yeah.
But you can also use it defensively to make sure that someone's slowed. You can kind of cleanse that slow off and then help them get away.
Yeah, another good heal thing. You know, they slow
That's high.
Your hunter. You just run past, take that slow away, drop it on their hunter, then turn it in.
And this is another thing that we're talking about with making him that kind of true support guardian.
Yeah.
If you use this maybe like a soul lane or a jungle where it's just coming out from the jungle, you actually don't have access to that slow. You need an ally nearby you to gain access to that form of CC.
Interesting.
I'm just imagining, like you said, like team fights.
But wait, there's more. If you order now, we'll throw in a set of steak knives.
Get all of that, all of those stacks. Hit the first person, it just slows the battle.
Don't forget that his ultimate was literally a beam from the heavens. So,
now,
you know.
and I mean, we got to see it once, but I feel like there's so much to talk about with the ultimate Gamma Ray Burst.
Yep, so he kind of controls the skies and the cosmos. It's kind of his domain. He's learned to control it over the last time. He can call down a gamma ray burst from the sky. You can see there that when he first casts it down, you have that kind of like more translucent beam coming from that sky origin point. This beam itself is more of a radiating beam. It actually doesn't do that much damage, but it does provide a huge protection shred and a power debuff. So you don't want to really be standing in this. If he jumps it on you in the middle of a fight, you're going to be taking a lot more damage from his carries, and a lot more damage from like the jungler or the mate that might want to try and jump on you. As well as you're going to be doing less damage yourself.
It sure is global.
At any point during it or after 5 seconds, you can fire it. And at that point, the gamma ray burst focuses and travels across the map. Not fully global. It's about, I want to say it's like 800 or 900 units. You can definitely go from mid lane to dual lane, mid lane to solo lane. But going from like dual lane to solo lane is a little bit of a stretch. But definitely a really long range. But at that moment of focus, it does some more damage and immediately applies 3 stacks worth of that protection shred and power debuff. So if you want to just quick fire it to get some immediate protection shred, you can. If you want to try and get as many stacks as you can and then send it chasing someone down, you can. But you can see there it actually leaves like the burn marks on the ground and it's just a terrifying thing when you hear it coming towards you in the jungle. It's just one of those things that lets him have an extra bit of it's kind of like global threat utility that he can provide.
And I mean, I can't imagine, like, you know, so much zone control and objective control because, you know, teams grouped up on Fire Giant, throw that down, and all of a sudden Fire Giant's hitting a lot harder.
If you FG steal with this, oh my god, dude, the absolute audacity.
You know, objective control.
And he has some good soft, kind of soft synergies there as well.
That'd be so funny.
His passive stacks with every individual hit, so dropping this on a team quickly builds up your passive. You can use your 2, either the deployed version or the held version of the AO2. You can use that to keep people inside of it. You can chuck people into the path of the beam. There's a lot of interesting things that you can do, a lot of different ways to kind of combine these skills for maximum effect. Choose what you want to try and prioritize in a fight. If you want to be an aggressive dual laner, you can kind of charge forward and try and control the enemy team. If you want to play more defensive, you can keep your abilities kind of close to your chest.
They keep saying that he's a support character.
A lot of different flexible options here, but we did really try and
all I keep seeing is reasons why I should play him in the mid lane.
And I mean,
in the mid lane, his ultimate can get all the way over to duo and all the way over to solo.
Diversity, so many different ways
really,
the abilities to either be
I need to be in the mid lane.
To try this out myself. So.
I want to give a big shout out to
you really think about it. This boy, he's a very smart guy. He could use a library. Gotta build some books.
That immediately almost doubles a lot of the animations required for the character and a lot of the interactions. What happens when he has that out and another animation plays and he recalls it? How should those animations interact? The team did a huge amount of work to make sure that the astrolabe felt really heavy and really something that was burdening him. But when he had that out, his animations changed in a way that felt really good. So, I mean, I think the team did a
I'm just saying.
Oh, I can see it. I got to talk to some of the animators myself about it, and I mean, they said exactly what you said. You know, it was a wild challenge designing a god that essentially had 2 entirely different sets of animations.
But he's an atlas. He's a book already.
Do I not have the astrolabe? So it's just, I mean, like with every god that comes out, there's new challenges, there's new obstacles to overcome, and new fun things we can discover that
only
if
we have time.
And I think Atlas displays a lot of those really well.
So he looks super freaking fun, though. That's what really matters.
Yeah.
The number one most important thing is, does a god look fun to play? And he looks fun to play.
Away that it's already, you know, the end of the year. We're already getting at 8/12.
I was just getting started. What happened?
Oh, right. Well, so that's Atlas. He is going to come out with obviously the normal cosmetics. He's going to have Cosmic Carrier Atlas when he comes out, so you'll be able to get that too. And
it's a nice red recolor, and the actual astrolabe gets like a nice red glow on it. It's really cool.
Yeah, it looks
guys
so
getting
good.
torn apart and like flung around in that card. That was awesome.
I mean, you know how much gravity is in that thing?
Yeah, it's devastating.
Yeah, he just threw like 4 Odins. So. Yeah, I love that red glow, and like I mean, we saw some red earlier. We were in love with. I absolutely love it. There's also Ascended Atlas, so you'll be able to get that.
Ooh, Ascended.
And that green. Green and blue, I don't know, they're so complementary to each other.
You can see the kind of like green Fresnel glow also there as well, and similar to the red.
Yeah, I mean, another thing that I think every single time a god comes out is when they have something unique to them, like the astrolabe, super love thinking of all the ideas for like new skins that we're going to see in the future.
Oh, true, yeah.
So there's also the masteries, of course.
It is a shame that he can't pick up Jorm even with all that gravity. It is.
And diamond masteries.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I want a Santa skin with him where his giant globe is actually just a bunch of presents.
Huge.
It's absolutely massive.
Boom.
Nice.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Just the gold.
Santa Atlas. Make it happen.
I believe we'll look at that one.
100%.
Yeah. Ooh, black and gold.
I think all the color schemes just look really good on him.
They do. And I mean, the astrolabe just pops so much in all of these color schemes.
And there's the diamond one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
I am horrified for Lermy to get that. So super excited there. And we can hear the voice line if y'all want. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I control the heavens above. I wield their strength, and I will use this strength
It's a great voice
to
back.
bring forth a better future.
It's a great
On
voice
the voice
back.
session with recording this, it was just so good. The guy's voice was just on point.
Yeah.
Really, I think captured Atlas as like this really strong opposing force, but
That's a great
he's
voice.
not so aggressive, and he's more angry at people who have punished him in the past.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily like
liked it.
mean or evil spirited in
hateful,
nature.
yeah.
Yeah, he's just there to try and bring forth a better future.
Yeah, he walks this line between like not exactly brutish, because he has that strong voice, but like wise, you know. He has that like deep caring wisdom in his voice that like can be hidden behind some brutishness, but I mean he's carried the galaxy for like a millennia, so.
Yeah, and a lot of mathematics and philosophy are associated with him. The idea of him being this enduring spirit, so a lot of positive aspects towards him. So we want to make sure he incorporate that into his personality.
Yeah, well that is super cool. Atlas will be releasing with the 8.12 update, and we're just so excited for y'all to see him. So that'll wrap up the Atlas area. Next up, we have some more 8.12 skins, because we're not done yet. We still have plenty of things to go over, but you know, that'll come up after this.
I am Optimus Prime.
More skin.
Roll out.
More. Of course there's more skin.
Tyranny. One shall stand.
If only there was some
shall
place
fall.
to get a bunch of gems in order to buy all
Gem
these
sales.
skins.
Remember to get those, because that's going
Like
to be
the
running. We have all kinds of
Incon
events going.
Nexus
Super
store,
excited.
where you
But
can get the
we also have a
Transformers
lot
Battle
more to talk
Pass and
about in this
gems.
show, and
Very
a ton of
interesting,
awesome
very
skins
interesting.
to
And
show
support
off. I'm now
crowdfund
joined
the
by
STL.
Pon,
How about
who's,
that?
You know, been here the whole time.
Yep.
And by High Res Honey. So,
Here's
how are you
Podfun.
doing?
He's
Welcome
been
to
here the whole
show.
time.
Hello, so happy to be here. In studio, too.
I know, right?
Hey,
I can't believe
fun.
they let us in.
Yeah.
We're going to pretty much try to break in every time from now, because I love this place. So we have a lot to talk about, actually, and the first thing is a mouthful. So with the 8.12 update, we are getting the Yulefest event. That's right, another wonderful holiday event is coming at you, and there's all kinds of things to get in. So this is a friend event. You know, these holidays are all about giving and all about friendship and the joy of being around others. So with this event, not only will you be able to have a lot of direct purchase skins that you can get that will unlock additional skins, kind of like the way the reaping worked. If you get 3 direct purchase skins, then you will get, 3 direct skins will grant you the Helper Bastet skin. And you see, I gotta check my notes, right? There's so many words here. Atlas is still weighing heavy on my heart. There are direct purchase skins that you can get, and if you get the first half of them, you get a free skin. Second half of them, you get a free tier 4 skin. I'm not gonna spoil the skins.
I never understand how any of this stuff works. I'm sorry, guys. I never understand the
There will also be a
events.
free quest system. So just
What's up, Corin?
quests released every 2 weeks. Play these quests, earn free stuff, enjoy yourself. You know, love that. And with the purchasable items in this, if
Buy
you get the
stuff, get
purchasable
stuff.
items,
Yeah, there you
you
go.
will be given a free gift that you can give to your friends.
There you go.
Because again, it's the season of giving, and we want y'all to be able to share that. So if you progress through the event, get these purchasable skins, get this brand new stuff with this event, you will also be getting gifts that you can give to your friends to say, hey, thanks for playing Smite with me. I love you. You're the best. So it's a super great event, all kinds of skins that I'm really excited to talk about, and you can look out for that. The initial batch will be dropping when 8.12 drops on December 14th.
It's a really fun event where you swipe your credit card and you get skins. It's a crazy event. You should try it.
Let's check that out.
So cute.
Oh my gosh.
So precious.
Look at all the playing with the little ornament. I absolutely love it.
Oh, that's too cute.
I love
It's so cozy.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely the coziest. Oh, the socks.
I love her hair color here.
True.
Yeah, this looks so great.
It does. I love the like bell on the collar. And
Yo,
I love
is she okay?
I love the red on the jacket too. Absolutely awesome, and very in the holiday spirit.
True.
Now I want her socks. IRL.
Totally agree.
Is
Let's
she
hear what the voice
alright?
sounds like.
Bastet.
Best.
Oh,
Bastet.
no.
So next up we have Burning Desire
They
Aphrodite.
need to redesign
Let's see what she
her
looks like. Ooh,
her face.
Oh my gosh.
fiery.
Is that
Did she come
notorious?
from the fireplace in the last picture, or?
Yeah.
'Cause that's some fire right there.
It looks like Phoenix flames.
Now
almost.
that's
Ooh,
cool.
You're so right.
I didn't even
Yeah,
catch
with
who
the
this is.
wingsuit,
That's
definitely
cool.
Such a different Aphrodite skin from where you used
Aphrodite.
I know, usually, you know, being Aphrodite, usually it's all about the romance and the style, and this one's just, I mean, still looks good, but also a little intimidating. Let's hear what
That's
she
cool.
sounds like.
God,
They dare to threaten
I
the
always
Phoenix.
knew Aphrodite was
I will
hot.
defend her in this life and every other.
It was Phoenix.
It was Phoenix. You would nail on the head with that one. Wow. Next up, we have the Magnificent Soul.
Boo.
Burn me, mommy.
That was better.
That is
That was
so
better than
great.
mine.
Love this.
That was better.
The outfit, everything, and the ears too. I don't know, just very aesthetic,
Very magical.
very magical. The rabbit is the hat.
So we got the lights and everything.
Truly the center of attention. I love like the coattails too.
There's a lot of details on that outfit. It's really cool.
There are even
The hair is different.
yeah. Wow. All right, let's hear what she sounds like.
Welcome to the show. Tonight, you are in for a showstopper.
They've got very loud voices today.
Stop the show, she shall. Next up, we
Very
have
loud
Infinite
voices.
Oracle Morgan Le Fay.
Holy cow, there's always so many
Excited for
skins.
this
How do you
one.
even keep up with it?
I feel like the Infinite line just keeps getting better and better.
It really does. And the orb.
Is her head
It's
the orb?
It's so abstract. I love how the team just
It
deals with
sure
their
is.
space and trying to make
It
sketches more
sure
abstract.
is.
Especially when trying to make sure that they animate properly. and work with the
Absolutely
character's
it is.
silhouette. It's really a challenging ask.
That's
that
cool.
They deliver every time.
Yeah, especially with these, because I mean, look at how much open space there is throughout the skin, right? But it doesn't feel like a shell of a skin. I mean, it feels like the full character,
All right,
Yeah.
even
good.
with all of that. Also, the sword looks really cool. Let's hear the voice line.
It is inevitable. Our worlds will collide and conflict will ensue. They could not help it, but it is their fate to be met with devastation.
Ooh, brutal.
Very brutal.
I got chills.
Right? And it's our fate
All
to see
right.
this in game. Let's go check it out.
Oh, I love that iridescent particle effect.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I can't, it's just the orb. I'm
Very
so,
long
I'm
voice
transfixed on
line
the
today,
orb.
yes.
Absolutely love to see it too.
Whatever happened to
Again,
Woo?
the sword too is just such an abstract design on that sword. It almost looks like a key. Actually, is that a key?
Yeah, it does look like a key to the universe or something.
Yeah, a key to all the knowledge. So yeah, let's see what some of these abilities look like. Oh. Yeah.
Taste the wicked blade.
Goodbye, Odin bot. Everybody wave goodbye. He's gone. There he goes.
Infinite dragon.
Yeah, there's so much color.
Embrace the burning shroud.
That's one thing I love about this.
Face the wrath of a sorcerer's
It's like a rainbow of colors. You're looking into
And the back piece is I don't know the word for it. It's
It's
showing
cool.
all the different orbs. Different planets.
He's cool.
So that's
yeah.
really neat.
You can really see the passive effects too on the key, I guess. The sword.
Power is for those
Yeah,
that
there
can
they are.
take
Yeah.
it.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, it's like a prism, man. Just all the
Vulcan's
different,
waiting
all the
around
different light.
around
Yeah,
the
they
corner
fixed it
for his
so bad.
time to strike,
Super
dude.
cool. Well, next up. Oh wait, let's check out the VXG here. What is that?
She's so bright.
It's like a whole prism. I mean, it's like I don't know what to call that. That is super awesome looking. So again, those are the batch that are coming.
I
with
almost
bundle
said
1,
something,
December 14th.
and I
Next
didn't,
up
and I'm
is
proud of
the second
myself.
bundle of Yulefest coming out December 28th
And I'm proud of
with
myself.
Cyberblade Amaterasu.
And you'll never know.
Oh, she's in danger, or
I'm
she
a
is
good
the danger.
boy.
I can't tell.
I like the claw hands.
Yeah. Ooh, look at her floating head, I guess?
Yeah, it's not a mirror anymore.
Yeah, not a mirror anymore for sure. I always love that like digital pattern on things because I don't know, it's such a neat pattern.
She could use a buff though. She may be getting a skin, but what she could really use is a buff.
Let's see what she sounds like.
You know?
Target spotted and marked.
God,
this will be a walk in the park.
And confident.
There you go, AJ.
So much louder than the rest of the audio.
Next up, we have Shadow Hunter Hachiman.
Wow, there's really a lot of skins.
Yeah, it's one of the skins. The like the forest creatures.
They really don't skip on the skins nowadays.
That it's just the eyes in the mask. They're tantalizing.
Oh, there's so many details.
First of all,
cool.
that is excellent. Second of all, there's about as many skins as there were balance changes.
They're kind of moving. They're like wiggling.
Yeah, each in this line, they all feel very similar to each other in like how they're presented, but like they all have their own unique things going on with them to make them all stand out, and like all their personalities are kind of creepy, but they're like focused on different aspects. This line is just really neat to see what our team keeps coming up with.
I totally agree. It's super cool, and like I was told that they incorporated a lot of awesome nature sounds into this skin too, so that'll be worth looking for when y'all get to see him in game. But let's hear what he sounds like.
Maybe a good omen.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay.
So cool. So those are the skins coming with Bundle 2 on December 28th. The final bundle for the Yulefest event will be coming January 11th. That's Bundle 3 for the Yulefest event. And the final 2 skins coming with that will start off with Plushy Raijin. Oh, he's so soft.
Love all the plushie skins.
That is horrifying.
Totally,
that's not cute at all.
Being able to have just a full plushie team.
Terrifying.
We might be there actually.
Literally not cute at all. The opposite of cute.
Oh my gosh.
This is literally cursed.
I love all the button work too, you know?
Yes.
This thing is cursed times 10,000.
They're little singing. That's so awesome. And yeah, like one of the things that I was told is that they worked super hard to get all kinds of fun.
This is dangerously close to a clown skin.
So if this is used, you know, if you're playing against one of these,
we just specifically talked about no clown skins, and this is dangerously close.
You're not going to get lost. It's not so different that you don't know who you're playing against. But they added a lot of fun to it. They really wanted this to reflect the fun plushie vibe. So let's hear what the voice line sounds like.
All the toys are so excited to finally play with others.
Nope.
So good.
So excited. So the last skin dropping in the
Smite,
Yulefest
toys
event,
play with
is
you.
The Cursed Soul set. Oh, Murder Horse.
That is a murder horse, isn't it?
That is so. I
love the blue flame.
That is in fact
like
a murder
mane
horse
too, kind of.
That's so cool. Oh man, that's.
Oh wow.
That's so cool.
I love how it looks in game. All the like emissives on like the hand and like the main.
Where's Rihanna when
like,
you need
fire,
her?
And they made it.
Chains and whips, excitement.
Incredible.
Yeah, it doesn't look rigid at all. It very much looks like fire. I mean, you said it best. It's just that weightiness.
So I won't be using the rainbow skin anymore.
Super cool. Let's hear the voice line.
Again, I must rise as this unholy beast to defend this decrepit battlefield. When will my torment end?
Ooh.
That is both horrifying and oddly relatable.
Emo horse, emo horse.
So, absolutely love that. So those are the skins coming with the Yulefest event. Those are the 3 different releases. So the first batch, December 14th, second batch, December 28th, third batch, January 11th. So really went over all of the content there. And again, just look out for that Yulefest event because
sounds like you when you play, right?
Y'all are pretty much my friends. So super excited for that. Next up, we actually have so this is December 21st. This is when this is going to release. And the first bit of the December 21st content is a DLC pack that actually contains the Curious Courier Changa skin. So let's
Holy
check that
cow,
out.
man. We're just scanning it up.
So cute.
I think there's actually been more skins than balance changes. Unironically.
The bunny. It's a jelly. I was trying to figure out what she was holding, but that's the bunny.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was wild.
I love her like bag of good. Like she looks like she's ready for an adventure.
There's like a turnip in the backpack too. It's
the
little
little
details.
Yeah. That is so awesome.
That bun do look pretty squish. I gotta
let's
say.
hear the voice line for this one.
It do look squish.
Can't wait to harvest all my veggies this season. It's looking like a good year. Right, Blubber?
Make that not
Super
happen
awesome.
again.
And worth shouting out that that is actually voiced by Lily Pichu. So
Oh, that's sick.
yeah,
I don't know who
super
that is.
excited about that. We're super happy to have the voice done by her. It's super exciting. So you know, I'm so excited about it, and I love the bunny. Let's just go in game. Let's see it in game. Oh, it looks so good. Look at how cute he is.
Around.
I want like a hat with him
streamer?
on it, like
Cool.
a sweater or
That's a
something.
cool opportunity for the
It's gonna be
streamer.
really fun because when that goes back to base, it zooms. So you're just gonna see this thing flying down.
It's gonna
the
be
lane.
zooming back to base.
Super fast.
I love the little slime trails it leaves, like when it jumps, that little slime effect too. Absolutely in love with it. Oh, look at him. Oh yeah, send him to base. I go get it. Oh, zoom in.
Oh my gosh.
And it's gone.
Bye, friend. Awesome. So yeah, let's see some of
Bye,
these
Blubber.
abilities. Let's see what we're looking like here.
Oh, and she has like slime magic.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's so awesome. Slime is an aesthetic I get behind.
I'm used to thieves.
Yeah, leave it behind like a
another
trail.
day.
Yeah, like
actual like grass field.
yeah.
There's a heel.
I love how deep all the green colors are. They make me so happy.
Yes, can't wait to use veggies.
I just love it so much. And you can just zoom in.
Yeah, I love like how the magic is like slime magic and it's like that deep blue and green.
Yeah. I don't know. I love super like
He's
I guess
cool.
saturated, super deep colors like that. They just feel so they're so pleasing to look at. They pop against like you know other backgrounds and stuff, especially against like the gray from the rock. It really stands out. I just love looking at it. What an absolutely great skin. All right, so this next skin is one that I've been biting my tongue. All of us have been biting our tongues on forever, and I am so
Now it's
excited
the
to
Iroh
introduce
skin.
to all of y'all Iroh Bacchus.
It is Bacchus. They
Finally
went
out
with
in
Bacchus
person.
over Zonquit.
Chills.
I bet
Every
you.
time
I
see
bet
this,
you the
chills.
T is what did it.
What
I
else
bet
can
you.
be said? There's perfection before me, and I'm
I bet you when they were going back and forth
Yeah, I
on
think
it, the
when we
deciding
first
factor
had the
was
whole
the
announcement
T
they were
for the
doing
drinking.
Avatar, like everyone was like, "Where's Iroh? Where's Iroh? Where's Iroh? We need Iroh."
and everybody on our team was like, oh, they're right, we need Iroh.
Yeah.
And so it took some time. There's so much work went into making Iroh Bacchus as true to the majesty of Iroh as possible. And I mean, I'm so
He looks
excited
so
about
good.
this.
Looks so good. So good.
Absolutely amazing. Let's hear the voice line.
You will find that if you look for the light, you can often find it. But if you look for the dark, that is all you will ever see.
Yeah, buddy.
Wow.
Yeah, buddy.
Just wow, just chills. Literally every flashback at one time. We would not be doing justice to this skin if we didn't see it in game. So let's see it in game. Let's get in there. Oh, he's got
Sipping the tea.
literally right away. Oh, I absolutely love it. So
I
he
am
has
curious to see
so
what they
many
did with
different
his
things.
abilities.
All of his animations have been worked on. So we're literally
Yeah.
going to look at all of his
I
different
am very
VXPs,
interested
like
to see
all of
how they
them.
managed to do his
They're all
abilities, because his
specific
abilities
to
would have
Iroh.
made more sense as Zonquit.
And you'll notice too, this is the
outside
dance.
of the
this
drinking.
is
for the
actually
tea.
like the
So I want to
the
see what they've
dragon
done with
dance.
them.
So it's very true to the show.
Yeah, I know everyone who worked on like the Avatar team. They're all huge fans. They go look for all those details. They want to make sure everything is as accurate as possible.
Yeah, and I mean you see it. Every skin so far, it's just, I mean, like you said, it's meticulous. Everybody wants this to be as perfect as possible, and I mean I've loved everyone so far. So yeah, literally all of them. Let's see dance, furious, wave, clap, laugh, taunt, joke, all of them, because there's
Oh, that's fun.
there are animations specific to Iroh for all of them. The big smile.
The full belly laugh.
Yeah, that deep belly laugh.
Whatever you do to that spirit, I will unleash on you tenfold. Let it go now.
That's the quote from when they were at the North Pole in the hidden spring.
Pride is not the opposite of shame, but its source.
I love how he catches the lightning and redirects it. He doesn't use it.
Yeah. The classic from the
stomach
show.
is the source of energy in your body. It is called the Sea of Chi. Only in my case, it is more like a vast ocean.
Even the direct quotes from the show. This skin is just so much beauty, so much effort went into this. And
there's a lot of sublevels
cool.
already.
So I think that's the VXG?
Yeah.
Nice.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let's get into the abilities though. Even the abilities have all been reworked to fit Iroh.
Yeah,
you know,
I want to see all
obviously
this.
Bacchus and Iroh have a lot of differences. So when he
Obviously,
does his
he
drink,
drinks
it's
the tea.
He's drinking his tea
Obviously.
and getting energy from the tea.
Nice.
So you can see we even added the little teacup and everything.
That's the leap?
Yeah, that is
Cool.
so awesome. It's like a firebending kick.
Oh my god.
Really showing off his mastery of
Cool.
firebending.
I was wondering how they were gonna do the belly flop.
Like he said in the show, that's why they call him the Dragon of the West, because he can breathe mad fire. They even replaced the auto attack to to make up for not having that club. The range is made up by the firebending moves.
Here I come. This will not be
Ooh, is there a little lightning in that out there?
Yeah,
that's so good.
I think there was.
Biodins.
Getting spicy there, Iroh.
Absolutely scared away.
I don't want to fight Iroh anymore.
I mean, I wouldn't either. Absolutely glorious. I'm so excited for this skin. So when this skin comes out, it's going to be a direct purchase skin, so very similar to when Azula was released. The big old smile. When he comes out, make sure to pick him up. You'll be able to complete a full 5-person avatar team, and I mean, it's Iroh. Yeah, how could you not absolutely love Iroh? I have been so excited since this was.
We can run a full avatar team, which is kind of cool.
I'm so happy to share it with y'all. Again, this is part of the content that is going to be released on December 21st. So just look out for it. You know, I am literally waiting on bated breath to get my hands on this. So, all right, we're gonna have to say goodbye to Iroh now. On December 28th is when we're going to get another content release. And the first of the content we're going over on December 28th is from the Stingpunk chest, and it's Stingpunk, Amuzin Cobb.
There's more skins. This
I love it so
is incredible.
I don't even know what to start saying.
This is actually incredible.
Right? The skull, the shutter shades.
The shutter shades, that's what gets it for me.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm just wondering how long they can go.
What a perfect blend of
I'm just wondering how long they can go. How many more skins are in the work?
Wave color scheme.
Yeah, I think that's.
And
exactly
they haven't
what it
gotten
is.
to the
I
knee
love
skin.
the
Of course,
vaporwave
there's
color
more.
scheme, so those wings are doing it for me.
Oh my gosh. Also, I just love that card art, the very high detailed skull.
Yeah, it's super great looking. Let's hear what our Sting.
Gotta get that Christmas bonus, huh?
Let the games begin.
It's got that morphed voice.
Yeah, and in case y'all are wondering, I'm not saying Steam. It's Sting Punk. I feel like that's hard to say, but
Sting
it's
Punk.
So
I get it.
Love it. The next one in the December 28th release is from the Dark Void chest, and that's Void Sorceress Yamoja.
Ooh.
She looks like she's in charge. I don't know where she is, but she's in charge of wherever she is.
I'm so excited to play her with the skin. It looks so good.
Yeah, I love how she's also infusing the water with that
different
I guess, void corruption.
Yeah.
You can see a lot more of it here.
Yeah, look at her floating skulls too.
Oh, it's really different from any skin we have for her.
It really, yeah. Usually she's kind of
That's a very different theme.
At least
she's usually a little bit more lighthearted.
I guess the hacker one in the Biohazard not as much, but
this is
either way, this definitely
this
takes
is
a new direction.
Scary Halloween edition almost.
Oh, ancient ones, I beseech you to guide me to a glorious victory for the abyss.
Yeah, it's like Necromancer. That's what it is. It's got big Necromancer.
I feel like the Abyss definitely has a solid fighter in their corner, so that is absolutely horrifying. So that ends it for December 28th. Next up, the next release will be January 4th. Now, there's only one with this, but that is a very special one. It's the SWC Starlet Hera skin. So, for one thing, I love it. I love all these SWC skins. I love seeing the logo on... oh, I just forgot his name.
Argus.
Argus.
Yes.
I was thinking Argon. I was like, that's not it. But I love that. But there's a lot to talk about with this. So SWC, look at her.
Look at her.
So great in game. That dress is fantastic. Starlet, no doubt. So this is actually part of the Twitch drop system for SWC. So when SWC goes live, make sure you watch every day from January 6th to 9th, and you'll be earning free rewards for watching every day. and that includes SWC Hera. So
SWC
all the rules will be listed on
Hera.
SmiteGame.com. You can get the full list of rewards and when they'll be available. But this is a Twitch drop. You can earn this just by participating, hanging out, and watching SWC.
Wow,
and,
you can come
HRS
watch the
content
stream
this year,
and get a
January
free
16th.
Hera skin? Wow, that's a good
let's
deal.
hear the
I
voice
should
line.
watch more Incon.
MVP in the house.
She's ready for SWC.
Do it.
True.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You
love
won't.
it. So we are moving into the final bit of
There's no way.
final skin.
There's
it is
no way.
January 11th. This is the bonus releasing on January 11th, and it is the Shining Chivalry chest.
Did anybody
with
count?
Shining Chivalry Chiron.
Did anybody count?
Ooh.
I love how the wings.
Somebody
stand out
count
against,
all
like,
the skins and then
everything
go
else.
back to the balance changes?
I love the card.
And tell me there wasn't more skins to the balance changes.
That poor demon is absolutely about to get destroyed.
Oh yeah, he's about to get taken out.
Somebody in
Chiron
YouTube
doesn't
will
miss
go
anyway, so
back
it's
and
not
do
that
it for
close.
us. They'll do the math.
Oh, yeah,
That
the
is a
bone,
thick
the
pony.
kind of like glowing wings
Yeah.
radiating out. There's so much detail.
Pegasus,
True, and I love like
Pegasus.
the armor and like the cloth hanging down over the side, just how it matches with like the armor on the upper half of his like human torso.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely love it.
We got like the details on like there's faces on like the side plating.
Holy.
Yeah, and like that under armor, how it's like sectioned, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely love it. The links look great. Let's hear the voice line.
I shall be your victor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Victor, your name is Chiron. I couldn't help myself. All right, that is, wow, I think we did it. I think that is it. So that's coming out January 11th. There are so
that's
many
something
dates,
I
so
would
many
say.
things releasing. It's absolutely wild. I mean, I feel like I've been sitting here forever talking about nothing but good things. It all happened in a flash. So, I mean, y'all guys excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be what closes out the year for us. So
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of really cool stuff, a lot of really cool balance. We have we saw the playoffs, how that was playing. I'm sure SWC is going to be just as hype.
Oh, yeah.
The reverse sweep that we just saw, I hope we get moments like that during SWC. So I mean, it's just cool stuff all around.
Yeah, cool stuff. I mean, so many new skins coming out, Atlas dropping.
Yeah, Atlas.
I can't believe it. I'm super excited about everything. I hope y'all are too, and I thank y'all so much for joining us today.
Well, in terms of balance, there wasn't that much craziness. There were some good balance changes. For most of the things that they did, obviously, because we're going into SWC, balance changes wasn't actually that much. But for the smaller things that they did, most of them, I think, were kind of in the right vein of the right ideas. Obviously, the big crazy thing in this one is Atlas, who looks like an absolute blast. He's got a ton of CC. I mean, I know he's supposed to be like a traditional Guardian support and all that kind of stuff, but like when you've got that much CC in your kit, you're never going to know where people will try to